Right, I showed you how to convert between different units using what's called unit fractions in another video, previous video. I'm just going to show you how I kind of think of it when I look at this, about how to go from miles to kilometres or feet to metres or whatever it is, centimetres to inches, I don't know, pounds to kilograms, whatever you have to do. So, of course you've got to know the conversion, of course. That's the standard conversion such as what I've got here, which is 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometres. Okay? So, 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometres. Now I look at this, and what I see here is, okay, the number next to the kilometre is bigger than the number next to the mile. 1.6 is bigger than 1, isn't it? Okay, so I realise that no matter what sorry, I've got cat hair on me. I know that no matter I look at the answer, the number next to the kilometre has to be bigger than the number next to the mile, because that's the conversion. Okay, so I've got 26 kilometres. Well, if I look over here, okay, the number next to the kilometre, okay, I'll do my little arrows again. The number next to the kilometre is bigger than the number next to the mile. So the number next to the kilometre is bigger than the number next to the mile. So the mile number is smaller than the kilometre number. Okay, look over here, 1 is smaller than 1.6. So I think to myself, okay, if I need a smaller number here, where the mile is, how do I get to be a smaller number? I divide. So again, think, if you want to get to a bigger number, you'd multiply. So I'm going to get my calculator out and go, right, I have 26 kilometres. So 26, here's the thing, do I multiply by that 1.6 or do I divide by that 1.6? I'm dividing by the 1.6, okay? Divide by 1.6 equals, okay, so I know that is 16.25 miles. Let's get the pen up. If I can write it in briefly here, 16.25 miles, okay? I didn't multiply by 1.6, and I think that will give you 41, okay? Because look, again, the number next to the mile has to be smaller than the number next to the kilometre, based on this right here, okay? So if I go down here, look at this one here. Okay, so this time they've given me miles, right? So this number here, okay, 2.29 miles. If I want it in kilometres, again, I know the number next to the kilometre has to be the bigger number. The number next to the mile is the smaller number. So of course I've got, this must be the smaller number, it's the number next to the mile. So to get to a bigger number, what do? You multiply, okay? So again, I'm using the 1.6, but I'm going to do 229 multiplied by 1.6, and that equals 366.4 kilometres, okay? So again, 366.4 kilometres. Okay, so that's just there a couple. Know which way to go, because that was both miles and kilometres, but which way to go? Do you multiply or divide by that 1.6? Let's try a couple of other ones. Okay, let's go over here. Right, okay, feet, metres, metres, feet. Okay, if I look at this one. Right, 1 metre is 3.28 feet. Okay, right, so the number next to the word feet is bigger than the number next to the word metre. Okay, M for metre. So the number next to the feet is the big number. Okay, here we go. So here we go. I've got 17 feet. That 17 must be the big number. It's the number next to the feet. So I want to get to metres. I want to get to the smaller number. Okay, I must be dividing by 3.28. Okay, so divide by 3.28, not multiply by 3.28. Okay, I want to get to a smaller number. So 17 divided by, what is it, 3.28 equals 5 I'll call it 5.2. Okay, so 5.2 meters. Okay, I didn't multiply by 3, I didn't get 50 meters or something. Okay, I divided by that 3.28. One more. Question 10 here. Okay, so looks like the number next to the centimetre is the bigger number. Okay, there's the number next to the inch, 1. Okay, so the number next to the centimetre is the big number. Right, okay, so it looks like I've got the number here next to the centimetre. That must be, that 40 must be the big number. I want to get to inches, which is the little number. Okay, look at that here. I must be dividing. Here's another division one, so I need to divide by, what is it, the 2.54. Okay, not times by 2.54. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So 40 divided by 2.54 equals about 15.7. Okay, so about 15.7 inches. Okay, so a couple of those seem to be division ones, so let's have a look at question 8, because actually it's meters and feet again. Okay, so here we go. So I'm still using this stuff again. Alright, so I have meters. The number next to the meter is 14. Right, look down here, back down here. The number next to the meter is smaller than the number next to the feet. I'm looking for the number next to the feet, okay, which is bigger, okay, than the number next to the meter. If it's bigger, I must be multiplying. So I must be multiplying by 3.28. Okay, so 14 meters is, right, 14 times 3.28 equals 45.9. Okay, so about 45.9 feet. Okay, 45.9. Yuck. Okay, so that's it. You know, I know sometimes it's hard. Do I multiply or divide? But think about, are you going to a bigger number or a smaller number? Look at the conversion, and hopefully that should be okay.